This is the village of Bel Air, and I am in a courtyard villa area. This is further south of where the other courtyard villa area was at, and I just want you to notice some of the little changes. The decorations on the front of these courtyard villas. There's one there that's been painted a different color than everybody else. I can only assume that they can do that here. It seems a little strange to me because every home here is painted the same color except that one. Oh well. If they get turned in, you know, it'll cost them. They'll have to change the color. Now this courtyard villa area is a very nice area. As you can see, everything here is as neat as a pin. I don't know what the district rules are up here. So if anybody was interested in buying in this area, find out what district this is. Know what the district's rules are before you buy. See if you can live with them, whatever they are. Nothing worse than to buy a place, spend top dollar for it, and then you decide, well, I'm going to paint my house a different color because every house is brown, I don't like it. Just to find out somebody turned you in after the job was done, and then the legal people come around and tell you you can't do that. Check the district rules out before you buy, because you need to know whether you can live with them. Well, apparently they must have got rules changed, because there's another house that's yellow, and here's another house that's kind of a lighter yellow. So apparently the rules up here have changed to where you can now probably paint your house, but the color you paint your house, I'm almost 100% positive you will have those colors approved. You're not going to be able to willy-nilly just bring a can of John Deere green paint and paint your house. It's got to be approved. I can only assume that those back there were approved. These courtyard villas are nice. I could live in one, but the secret is having good neighbors. Because there's one with the golf cart garage right there. You don't see that very often, so that's an unusual one right there. Also, straight across the street, right over there, as you can see, is a golf course. And there's the postal station. Which tells me the neighborhood pool is here somewhere. The village of Bel Air. Golf course to my left, golf course to my right, another neighborhood down there, but this is all the village of Bel Air. practicing some outfielder. Baseball or softball, that's what this is, softball. These softball fields, it's a very popular sport here. Probably, I would say it's probably right up there with pickleball. Because they got, I don't know how many fields throughout the villages. I know in the old section, the historical section, there is 4 fields there that I know of. There's 4 fields here. I think there's 4 fields. I see 3. I'm going to assume 4. And south of 466A at Osceola, is it Osceola Hills? I think so. Anyway, there's 4 there. And when last time I was down in the Finney area, next to, or not too far away from where they're building the new shopping center and stuff down there, I saw 4 fields there, and I don't know where else they are, but there's a lot of them out there. But anyway, here's what we do. Basically, the last day of 2020, they get the game started for the winter, and I'm sure they have quite a few of these games here in the summer months. I just don't keep up with it because I don't do it. I do know that they have Dragon Boat, Lake Sumter, I think, practices up there, and those guys travel. Coming just a little bit further south from Calumet Grove where we were at, and then we came down to Bel Air area, you run into the polo field. Well, next to the polo field is one of the many baseball areas. There's 4 baseball fields here. This is one. Everybody's out today. This is one. And then if you look over there somewhere, I can't hardly see the phone, it's really bright. Over there is another one that they're practicing on, and then if you look behind these guys over on the other side of the fence, you'll see a 3rd one, and I believe there's a 4th one directly where that big gray building is sitting. If we turn around, right over here, that big field you see right there, that is the polo field. People use it all the time for a lot of things. The main thing is polo matches. They have them. I haven't. I've been to one. I didn't care about it. I didn't find it interesting at all. That's just me. I mean, to me, I don't know. You have to be into it, I guess, and I'm not. But I will say, the stadium was packed when I was here. People park their golf carts all around the field on the outside of the wall over there, and they can come down here and park over there for, like, I don't know, maybe $1 or $2 for the golf cart, and they have their bags of popcorn and Cokes and whatever, and they sit there and they can watch it. Or you can buy a ticket like I did, and you can sit over there, first level or up on the 2nd level. I was still working at the time. My wife was already retired, and we had a little patio villa over there on the other side of Lake Sumter. She called me up and she said, "Hey, they're having a polo match down here the day that you're down here." She said, "You want me to get you a couple of tickets to go to it?" This is when the polo field was fairly new. I said, "Yeah, I'll go to it and check it out and see what it is." And we sat at the bottom level, am I pointing right? Bottom level right there. Great viewing. No problem at all. Under the shade right there, so the hot sun wasn't bothering me. They had hot dogs and beer. That's all I can really remember. And the horses here were running back and forth. You know, I mean, I'm watching it, and I just saw it. I didn't see anything exciting about it at all. And about 50% through the match, the halfway point, they did something, I don't know what it was called. Everybody got out of their seat. They walked out in the field, and the horse hooves kinds of tear up the dirt. So they go out, the volunteers do, and they go out there, and anybody can do this. They go out there, and they put the dirt back in to where the horse kicked it up, and they pat it back down. That's what they do. And that seemed to be the most exciting thing, I guess. I suppose. Just not my cup of tea. So there you go. You have the polo field seating or viewing area. Now, when I was volunteered around here, I volunteered for the Alzheimer's Walk. I was a golf cart limousine driver. People parked way out there, parking area, and I would pick them up in the golf cart out there and bring them up to the check-in point, which was up here, and then they walked around the polo field here, back up there, collected their t-shirts or whatever they got. Then I would get the golf cart and pick them back up there and take them back to their car, which I found that ironic that people come to walk for Alzheimer's. They can't walk from their car to the check-in point. I mean, hey, I'm just volunteering, you know, but that went through my head. You're here to walk, but you can't walk to the check-in point. I don't know. I don't get it. Whatever. Then when we got done with the golf carts, we would take them back. The village's golf cart store in Lake Sumter volunteered to give the golf carts. And so we would go to the store like at 5 o'clock in the morning, pick these golf carts up and bring them up here. And then, of course, I used mine all day long. And then when they wanted to, when the thing was done and over, we would take them back to the golf cart store to be later in the afternoon sometime, and we would just turn them in down there. But as you can see, they use the polo fields all the time. Those guys over there are flying a kite, and may I say, not very well. You can see an area way back there. I don't know if you can see it or not, where there's cars parked. Where are we at? Can you see them way back there? I'm trying to hold this as steady as I can. People go back there, and I don't know what they do back there. Have a picnic or something. They're not bothering anybody. Like I said, they use this for a lot. People come over here every day that's down here. People that are full-time, people that are part-time. If there's nothing going on, they'll come over here every day, and this is where they walk. They'll walk all the way around the field, once, twice, whatever. Are they supposed to do that? I don't know, but they do. Just like here, this car is parked in the grass right here. Is he supposed to be parked here when there's a parking spot right there? See what I mean? So he'll park on the grass, and grass is hard to keep alive down here because of the heat and stuff. They got to water everything constantly, and yet these guys are parked here for some reason I don't understand, when you can park right there. Are you that lazy? Come on. You want to play baseball, but you're so lazy that you park in the grass, kill the grass, and then instead of parking right there. People have no common sense. Well, hello there. How you doing, little guy? Having a little bite to eat? A little lunch? Yeah, all these Hispanic oak trees that you see all around the villages drops little acorns, kind of like. So thus, no matter where you live in the villages, get used to squirrels. Lots and lots of squirrels. They generally don't bother anybody. I mean, as far as your house goes. I've heard a story or two of squirrels getting into somebody's attic or something, and I'm not sure it happened in the villages, because I don't see how they could get in there, but I suppose it could happen. And they love to chew on wires. But in most cases, this is what you see right here. They're out and about doing their squirrel thing. They dig a lot of holes, they bury a lot of acorns. That one there looks like she's actually eating them. I don't think they actually hibernate down here because we don't have super cold weather that lasts very long. I think they're pretty much active 12 months out of the year. I've never really paid any attention to that, but it just seems to me that I see them all year round. Like here it is, December 31st, New Year's Eve, 2020, and people are out here playing baseball, or they're practicing playing softball. Polo fields are over there. I don't know when the polo season starts, and the squirrels are out and about doing their thing. Kind of Florida life. People say, do the trees actually shed their leaves? Some do, not all. If you'll look, right there, see them two trees, kind of like right there, together? There's like three of them right there together. Their leaves are gone. Now in the spring, which ain't very far off, those trees will have flowers all over them, and they pretty much bloom all summer long. Some are white. I don't know what the trees are actually called. Here's one here that you can see the leaves in it. You see the colors? Eventually, I think 90% of them leaves there will fall. They'll be gone, and then it'll resprout. Now the Spanish oaks, Spanish oak, it's a young one, they do shed their leaves, but they're never naked. They shed them and regrow them. And I think as a new leaf comes out, that's actually what forces the old leaf to fall off. I don't know all the particulars about it, but if you have a house, and I did, that has a Spanish oak on it, no matter how old that tree is or how young that tree is, the older trees are a real pain. The younger trees are a pain, but it's manageable. The leaves that falls off the oak trees is very hard on the surface. I've had them even cut my finger when I tried to pick them up. So you have to be careful with them. And if it rains and you go out and try to sweep your driveway off, it's hard to get them off. I don't know what it does, but they just want to stick to your driveway. So best thing to do, I think, is wait till the rain dries up, wait till they all are completely dry, and take a blower out and try to blow your driveway off. I think you're better off doing that. But I've always said, after that first house I had with the oak tree in the front, I wouldn't do it again. That's a deal breaker for me. They would have to come down so much on the price of a house to get me to buy a house with a big Spanish oak tree anywhere near that house on my property. If a neighbor has one, that'd still be a pain, wind blow that stuff on your property. I would rather deal with it that way than have one on my property. But that's just me. Some people enjoy taking care of that kind of stuff, that kind of mess. I'm here to have a little fun. I didn't come here to spend half my days in a doctor's office all the time, and I didn't come here to spend the other half of my day picking tree limbs up and leaves and mowing grass and trimming hedges and all that stuff. I'm doing some of that now, but a little bit at a time. I'm figuring out what plants to get rid of, because those are the ones that are a pain in my butt, because I've learned which plants you can plant, and you don't really either need to trim them, or if you do have to trim them a little bit, it's usually once a year. You're done for a year. The idea of having that privacy hedge in my backyard, I've stated it before, I like it. I thought I'd have to trim it maybe once a year and be done, because of it being a sandy soil, it probably wouldn't grow. Well, I was wrong. I trimmed that thing, I'll bet you 6 times this year. I trimmed it about 2 weeks ago because things never quit growing. So I've actually contemplated on having that tore out and put something else in. I don't know what, for privacy, because I'm not allowed to have a fence of any kind, even a privacy fence. I can't have it in my area. I just don't know. I don't know what I can do. Maybe nothing. I'm still contemplating on having it taken out. Reporting from the Polo field. Oh, by the way, I do believe the closest village to the Polo field and the softball area here would be Polo Ridge, which is, if I turn around here, kind of pointed out. Can you see them houses across the field over there? Right over there? Well, across the street over there, go through that gate over there. Well, over there is an entrance to what I believe is the village of Polo Ridge. That would make sense to me, seeing as how this is basically the polo field. And then shopping's not too far from here. It's just straight down the road on 466. The boys are still out there practicing. What a great day. Temperature, I cannot even begin to tell you how perfect the temperature is, and everybody's out. Bicycling, walking, playing ball,